Oh man, just when you thought we couldn't get any lower as a community, when you thought that we were just finally starting to grow a little bit in the hip hop space, when we started thinking that, what, maybe the rappers are starting to make sense. You know what I mean? You got people like Wallow preaching to the kids, not to do dumb stuff and get themselves in trouble, this, that, the other. You know what I mean? Like we started, it felt like we were making some progress. But once again, once again, we're let down because once again, people like your boy Uncle Murder jumps out the window and says some crazy stuff. Now, I rock with Uncle Murder every year. I'm looking forward to the wrap up, this, and that. And usually he has some pretty good takes on different things. But just because you like a rapper or you like some of their music doesn't mean you're going to always agree with everything they say. And this thing that he said about Gucci a snitch, get out of here, this, that, and the third, I totally disagree with Uncle Murder on this one. Sorry, Uncle Murder, but I gotta disagree with you on this one. Okay, so Uncle Murder comes in there, and they talking about the Pooh Shiesty situation. If you don't know, Gucci Mane, he gets into it with Pooh Shiesty, and Pooh Shiesty gets into it with Gucci Mane, and robs him or whatever like that. His boys brag about it on social media. They get caught, get shot, locked up by the feds and stuff like that. Pooh Shiesty is in jail. Now, Uncle Murder will go to say that he feels sorry for Pooh Shiesty. Gucci Mane is doing some suckish, some sucker-ish, because, reports are saying that Gucci Mane is cooperating with the feds and law enforcement or whatnot, and this is that and the third. And I just totally disagree with that. I don't think Gucci Mane did anything in the midst of being a sucker at all. If anything, he got robbed, man. I really think that this is the thing. We have a real big misconception of what snitching is, right? That I think this is a big thing. Okay, we have we're misconstruing what snitching actually is. Snitching is telling on your partners. Snitching is telling on the people you getting ready to commit a crime, and you do the crime. You and your friends do the crime, but you're the one that's caught. And since you're the one that's caught, now you want to tell on your friends who didn't get caught. That's snitching. That's knowing you're gearing up to do something, and now you're turning your back on the rules or whatever. First of all, there ain't no rules in the street, so we already know that's all dead anyway. So all the people who actually even came up with these terms of snitching and all that, they all snitched themselves. So that's number one. Okay. Then they want to point out the fact that, oh well, you know what I'm saying, he made a whole career off of being a thug and a gangster. Look at how many mugshots Gucci Mane has. If you really go on Google and look at the amount of mugshots this man has, is absolutely ridiculous. He's lived that life. He actually caught a body. He actually went to jail after catching a body. He's been to jail numerous times. How many times you want this man to stand on business and crash out? Now, they be like, oh, well, look at the interview that he did when he was saying that, he'd rather, die than snitch on somebody. He'd rather go to jail. And, dude, that was 20-something years ago. If we were all held to the standards of stuff that we said 20 years ago, first of all, some of y'all wouldn't even be alive. But you would really be remiss to see, like, you would be in shock, probably be appalled by some of the things you said when you were 20 years old that you're not doing anymore. But you know what the problem is in hip hop? They want you to be young and dumb even when you're 70 years old. So you got one minute people clown Jim Jones and laugh at him talking about he's an old YN because of the antics that he does, because it seems like he's still, he hasn't grown up, doing things that the young kids are doing, trying to hang out at old block or whatever. But then you got somebody like Gucci Mane who makes a grown man decision, who's actually doing something with common sense because he got robbed himself to protect himself and his family and his business, and you saying that's some sucker stuff? How? When the last time Gucci Mane been in the news on some gang street stuff? Like, seriously, literally. Gucci Mane's been nothing in the news but being positive, keeping in shape, being there with his woman, building his business, hiring, booking artists and things. Gucci Mane has not been in the news for no rah-rah stuff. So he stopped doing that. I don't understand. What point do you stop doing the BS? What point do you learn from your mistakes? These dudes, I just feel like Uncle Murda, you're very hypocritical on this one. You really, really are. This not the move, man. This is not the move, in my opinion. You know, this is just totally a bad look from a perspective, because you basically want this man to crash out and risk his life for something that he didn't start. He didn't start this beef. He's doing business like every other record label has ever done business. This is business. You don't like the terms? Get your lawyers. I'll get my lawyers. I'll see you in court. What part of the game are you going to go and put a gun to someone's head, demand to be let out of the contract, then rob them? Even if you was going to do that, you still don't even have to rob them. You robbed him of all this stuff, took all this stuff, and they're like, oh, well, the way that he did Big Scar was bad. Bruh. Unfortunately, Big Scar overdosed. I don't know too many jobs that's going to go out there and pay your funeral costs and all that after you overdosed. You tell me what company is going to find out that you were doing drugs, you overdosed, and then they're going to take care of your funeral costs. I don't know many. Because they're going to look at it like, oh, you was a liability. It's your fault that you out here. Now I gotta front the bill and the cost for something that you did? I could see if it was something that Gucci Mane did. But he didn't do anything. The man literally gave this man an opportunity. That man, unfortunately, he messed up on his opportunity by doing illegal substances. How is that Gucci Mane fault? And why does he have to pay the price? Now, I don't know how true it is, but reports are saying that, hey, man, Gucci Mane bought those chains. Those chains weren't paid off for or whatever. Or, how some people will let you borrow jewelry for the music video shoot or whatever like that. Or you got to earn the chains or whatever like that. Hey, that may have been what the deal was. Now the family saying, oh, we're not going to give it back. We ain't going to give it back. You're not doing enough. They said Gucci Mane gave $10,000. And it still wasn't. So you give these guys an opportunity. They still crash out, go to jail, do dumb stuff. One goes to jail, one overdoses. Then you pay for the funeral costs and help out $10,000. That's still not enough. And then when a relative gets out, instead of him coming to you, with a problem and say, hey, let's get the lawyers involved and let's do this because I'm disgruntled about this, and that, you robbed the man. You robbed the man. I just don't understand. You biting the hand that feeds you, man. And then after all that, to add insult to injury, you're still signed to him. So who's doing the sucker stuff? It's definitely not Gucci Mane doing the sucker stuff, man. So Uncle Murda, I really think you're wrong on this one, man. Love your music, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least your wrap-ups, love those. You got a couple joints that I like. But you're wrong on this one, bro. I would love to debate you and go in on this because I absolutely think you're wrong. It has to be a point in life that, yeah, okay, he made money. That's just like anybody else, man. There's tons of people who made money off of a gangster image. Denzel Washington did not get his first, Oscar or whatever until he played a menacing, dangerous, illegal, corrupted cop or whatever like that. And y'all love it. You gonna hold him to the same standards? You know what I'm saying? Like, people pretend and do music and entertainment. It's entertainment, man. We have got to stop mixing the lines between entertainment and real life street stuff, man. They're like, well, they go hand in hand. Yeah, but you got to be an adult enough to realize that it's just entertainment. When something real happens, that doesn't mean you got to follow suit with the BS and get yourself in more trouble than what you need to be. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Personally, it doesn't make any sense. Some dudes, you got to grow up, man. You got to grow up. He's not in the street on the corner anymore. He's not running around toting guns and doing illegal activities. You know what I'm saying? He's not whipping in the kitchen no more. He's not first day out Gucci no more, man. This man is a legitimate businessman with a label to run. Now, if I'm meeting you for a business deal and you come over here and you trying to do some dumb stuff and rob me and everything and trying to make me sign a contract under duress, what the heck you expect me to do? Keep it street? Gucci Mane ain't been street in how long? Dude, you got to get it to the point. That's like holding Malcolm X to the same standards he was when he was out there called red and pimping and doing whatever it was he was doing. Dude, he's Malcolm X now. He's not the same individual he used to be. That's called growth. And unfortunately, in the hip hop community, they don't ever want to see you grow. They want you to be on the same stupid stuff. And you know what? If Gucci Mane really would have crashed out, they talking about, oh, pregnant Gucci would have did this and that. If he would have really crashed out, he would have, had a shootout or something like that with Pooh Shiesty. You know what they'd be saying? Dang, you stupid. You threw your life away. None of them would be there to put money on your books. None of them would be there to be supportive of you. You didn't even start the beef with this dude, but because you had to do what you had to do, now you locked in jail. Now your business is destroyed, and now you can't be there for your family or your friends, and your business is terrible. Like, come on, man. We got to do better. We have to do better. We have to be able to grow as individuals and understand, like, yeah, there has to be a time in life where we can grow, man. We have to grow. And comments like that, Uncle Murda, unfortunately, my man, I gotta disagree with you on that. And I just feel like you dropped the ball with that one, man. That's a bad take, brother. Absolutely bad take. You gotta grow up. You gotta grow up. All this the streets is trash. We've been doing this for decades. The streets love nobody. So why the heck? Y'all understand? We all know there's no love in the street. Yet everybody wants you to stay loyal to the street for the rest of your life. The streets never stay loyal to anybody. Anybody in the history of the game, no matter how much money you made, no matter how much, you do, no matter how many turkeys you pass out or whatever. You know what I mean? A man could leave, but if I leave, would the fans still love me? Like, no, they won't. They're going to keep on going. Hence what happened to Gucci Mane. Nobody's going to continue to care. People are going to laugh at you. And they're going to make it seem like you are, slow. They don't care. And it just is what it is. Like, we know this to be true. So, like I said, this is just a bad take. Gucci Mane did exactly what he was supposed to do. He protected his business. He's protecting his family. I would have told in a heartbeat. I would have been right there on social media letting everybody know I told. I would not care. I wouldn't give a dang on about what anybody in the streets got to think. I wouldn't care what no other rapper would say. Because truth be told, listen, how many times we've seen First 48s? How many cases have we seen where every single person tells? I don't care what city, what hood, what neighborhood, every single one tells. All these people tell. Majority of the cases are solved because people tell. You mean to tell me you gonna think Gucci Mane gonna be any different? Are you silly? A multi-millionaire with businesses and deals on the line is not gonna tell about the person who just robbed him? You're feeling sorry for Pooh Shiesty? I say lock him up and throw away the key. I say throw it away. You're like, oh, I would have robbed him too. And I hope you be right in jail alongside of him. Because people like y'all who are so emotional and can't control your emotions, they got a place for you. They got a place for you. Oh, you can't control your emotions? No problem. Jail. Oh, you got beef and you want to swing on them? Jail. Oh, you want to tote the Draco? No problem. Jail. Keep locking these dudes up. These dudes want to throw their lives away. They have no value for human life. They don't care what other people and stuff go through. No problem. Let's put them in jail and lock them up. Now you got plenty of time to sit and think about your actions. Think about how you were being out here running reckless in the streets. And maybe you'll make better decisions with your life. But until then, lock them up. So, I mean, like I said before, I think that type of mindset would definitely put a lot of, impressionable young men in a bad situation, especially ones that don't have any fathers and stuff like that, because you got people like Uncle Murda, who's, I believe he's a millionaire, talking about, Gucci Mane is the one who's the sucker, and he feels sorry for Pooh Shiesty. No, Pooh Shiesty is the sucker who played himself out of a beautiful bag. You know what I'm saying? And now he's got to sit in jail. They say he has not even been able to enjoy his success more than like 6 months. An absolute waste. He's convicted, man. They're going to give him a hard time. He already had a second chance. So he's showing them that he hasn't learned his lesson. He's showing them that he's irresponsible, that he can't use critical thinking skills, that he doesn't have conflict resolution, that he is just a crash dummy. That's all these telling the judge and the jury. That's it. Hey, I'm a crash dummy. I haven't learned from my lesson. Lock me up. I don't deserve any of my accolades. I don't deserve freedom because I don't know how to handle myself like a young man or an adult. I don't, because I'm emotional. And then his father, oh Lord, talk about bad parenting. Absolute bad, terrible parenting. Y'all always want to leave it to the streets. In the streets, watch how fast all these people that's talking about Pooh Shiesty this, Pooh Shiesty that. Watch how fast all these people disappear. Just like they disappeared on Pop Smoke. Just like they disappeared on Nipsey Hussle. Just like they disappeared OP and B Rock. Just like they disappear on everybody else. 1 minute you're on top. Next minute on to the next one. So we'll see. We'll see how much they still stay there and be there for him for keeping it real, keeping it street, and he is going to be dang near under the jail. Sad story, man. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. As y'all can see, I'm an artist. I do digital art and stuff like that. If you want to support the channel, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, continue liking the videos, and also purchase yourself some artwork with the link in the description. I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay out of jail. Don't keep it street. Keep it real. Don't be too quick with your emotions and make a decision that is like 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes that'll cost you almost the rest of your life. Talk to y'all later.